Why in the world do we just accept that getting older automatically means getting weaker? Seriously, welcome to The Explainer. I'm your host, and today I'm letting you in on a super personal deep dive I've been on lately. I was researching the science of aging, longevity, and staying physically independent, and I tripped over some data that, honestly, totally terrified me. But then it gave me a massive amount of hope. We're going to break down a literal, life-saving daily routine I found. It takes zero gym equipment, no heavy weights, and you can knock it out right in your living room. Now, I'm keeping the actual exercises under wraps for just a sec because to understand why this is a total game changer, you've got to first see the invisible trap we're literally all falling into.
So, why do we just accept that aging equals getting frail? When I started digging into my own research, this question totally blew my mind. I looked at myself, I looked at the older guys in my life, and I realized, man, culturally, we just throw our hands up. We hit 50 or 60 and we're like, well, guess it's all downhill from here. We blame it all on the calendar. But the hard data I uncovered paints a completely different and entirely preventable story.
All right, here's the terrifying reality. 3%. According to the data, in the United States, the average person over the age of 50 loses 3% of their muscle mass every single year. It's insane when you actually stop and think about it. Imagine that compounding over a whole decade. By the time you hit 60, you've lost a massive chunk of the literal biological engine that keeps you moving, walking, and standing upright. Honestly, looking down the barrel of that kind of future, it freaked me out. But then I hit this massive paradigm shift in the research. And the quote goes like this: not because of age, because of stillness. Boom. It's not the clock ticking away that's stealing our strength. It's us. It's our modern lifestyle. It's the fact that we're parked on the couch all day, commuting in cars, hunched over desks, glued to screens, and barely moving our bodies the way they were actually built to move. We are literally rusting in place, and we're just blaming it on getting old. And this is where the fear really hit home for me. We need to talk about the 1 second window. You see, a life-ending or life-altering fall doesn't happen in slow motion. It goes down in exactly 1 second. You're walking down the street, feeling totally fine, and then bam, a wet floor at the grocery store, a janky, uneven curb on your driveway. Just one bad step. That is all it takes. That 1 second window is where your body is suddenly put to the test. And if you've been living a life of stillness, well, that is the exact moment your structural integrity fails you. But hang on, because I promised you some hope, right? Check out this number, 100,000. Over in Japan, more than 100,000 people have crossed the age of 100. Just let that sink in for a second. 100 grand of centenarians? When I saw that stat, I knew I had to figure out what they were doing differently. If our default here in America is losing muscle, growing frail, and risking a catastrophic fall, what on earth is their secret to longevity? So what is the Japanese reality? These elders are out walking to the markets every single day. They are climbing stairs completely on their own, not clinging to the handrail for dear life. They are living independently, totally on their own terms, well into their 80s and 90s. And the absolute craziest part of the whole shebang, zero gym memberships. They aren't in there deadlifting 300 pounds, man. They are legit just living. And my drive to find out exactly how they maintain this incredible functional fitness just went through the roof. Okay, let's move into Section 1, the American Muscle Trap. See, we have fundamentally misunderstood what it takes to stay strong as we age. We've been sold this bill of goods that fitness requires extreme workouts, expensive supplements, and super fancy equipment. But the truth? Our environment is engineered for total lazy convenience. We're trapped in this relentless cycle of chronic daily stillness. The Japanese solution, though, isn't about intense, sweaty gym sessions that totally wreck you. It's simply about movements practiced consistently over decades. They bake specific, highly functional physical challenges right into their everyday routines. They don't go to the gym because their life is the gym. Which brings us to Section 2, the anatomy of a fall. In our culture, we tend to treat falling like it's just random bad luck. But look at the biomechanics here. Most falls after 50 don't happen purely because of overall weakness. Honestly, you might actually have pretty decent leg strength just from walking around. But the fall is triggered in that 1 second window by an environmental hazard combined with a sudden, complete lack of stability. It's a failure of rapid balance correction, not just brute strength. Your brain screams, catch yourself, but the muscles just don't react fast enough. Which leads me directly to the total unsung heroes of your body, your catch muscles. We're talking about those small, vital, stabilizing muscles buried deep in your ankles and your hips. Think of them like your body's literal safety net. When you trip on that curb, these are the tiny, twitchy muscles that fire instantly to catch your balance before your face hits the concrete. And here's the kicker. They only get better and they only stay sharp when you actively force them to do the work. All right, here we go. Section 3, the two-movement warrior solution. This is the game-changing routine I uncovered while studying those incredibly independent Japanese elders. It has this very cool, ancient, almost Shaolin-style vibe to it, but it requires zero weights, and you can do it totally safely at home. Movement 1 is Shikodachi, also known as the sumo stance. This right here is all about building raw, foundational, functional lower body power. It's the absolute base of everything you do. Forget that seated leg press machine down at the local gym. This stance is designed by centuries of practice to totally bulletproof your lower half, using nothing but your own body weight and gravity. So here is how you execute the clinical form safely at home. Step 1. Get your feet wide, about double shoulder width apart. Step 2, point those toes outward. Step 3, drop your hips straight down between your feet, kind of like you're lowering yourself into a chair. And step 4, keep that chest up and proud. I know it looks incredibly simple, but trust me on this, when you do it right, it is a massive challenge. You're going to want to hold this stance for 20 to 30 seconds. And I'm not going to lie to you, you are going to feel that burn almost immediately. It heavily targets your quads, your glutes, and your inner thighs. But this is no joke. Those are literally the exact specific muscles that power you off a deep couch, propel you up a flight of stairs, and keep you moving through your day without needing to grab onto a rail or a walker. But listen, having strong, powerful legs is only half of the equation. We still have to address the balance issue. So let's move right to movement 2, Nikko-D, better known as the cat stance. Honestly, out of my entire personal deep dive into this topic, this is the one single movement that I firmly believe might actually save your life someday. If the sumo stance is for raw power, the cat stance is pure stability training for that crucial 1-second window. To set this one up safely, step 1, step 1 foot slightly forward. Step 2, shift almost all of your body weight back on your rear leg. Step 3, keep that front foot touching the ground using just the ball of your foot, literally like a cat getting ready to pounce. Step 4, keep both knees soft and slightly bent. And please hear me on this. If you need to stand next to a wall and hold on the first few times you try this, do it. Always start safe. Now here is the secret sauce for this one. Embrace the wobble. When you try to hold this stance for 30 seconds on each side, you are going to feel wobbly. I definitely did. My legs were shaking like a leaf. But that wobble is exactly what we want. That shaking feeling means those tiny ankle and hip catch muscles, your life-saving safety net, are firing up, communicating with your brain, and getting so much stronger. Hey, nobody's watching you in your living room, so let it shake. So I'll leave you with this question. Are you ready to trade your stillness for strength? Are you ready to start your first 60 seconds of movement today? 30 seconds of the sumo stance, 30 seconds of the cat stance. That's it. It's just 1 minute of your time to actively bulletproof your body against the single biggest physical threat of aging. I really hope my personal journey into this explainer empowers you to get up right now and give it a shot. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Stay strong, keep moving, and I'll catch you on the next one.